Adam Schefter. The Browns are trading Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick to the Bengals for a 5th-rounder. Joe Flacco in division. Now Cincinnati's
Okay,
QB1.
so let's lay all this out in terms of you can't make this up. That Dillon Gabriel would be the Week 5 starter for the Cleveland Browns. We'd be like, okay, we see that. Could have gone a little higher originally. Okay, we see that.
That's possible.
Okay. Could we have seen the fact that Joe Burrow getting hurt for the rest of for a large part of the regular season led so significantly that the Bengals would reach out in Week 6 for a quarterback, and it would be Joe Flacco.
In state, too.
In state, that's one thing.
Division.
But in division, in state.
And hasn't looked great either.
And that's the guy that they're bringing in. And at least, he's 40, so it'll be quick to get him up to speed. It's not like he's been in a million different playbooks in his life.
Also be quick to break a hip.
And in between, Shedeur Sanders would be in the news as a 3rd-string quarterback because he thinks, or he has said, that he's ready to the point where he's better than current starting quarterbacks in the NFL, talking things into existence and speaking his mind and showing off his confidence. And then, for whatever his reasoning, deciding to listen to Rex Ryan and respond to him through miming. And the Browns decide to now have a quarterback room with 2 rookie quarterbacks and no veteran presence that's currently active on their roster as we are speaking into a microphone right now. If you had told us all of this prior to the season in Week 5, you'd be like, this is crazy, but it's the NFL. You never know.
What just happened in Cleveland? The Browns' quarterback room, once built around Deshaun Watson and veteran leadership, has turned into the most unpredictable soap opera in the NFL. The kind of chaos even Hollywood couldn't script. And when Rich Eisen broke it down live on air, it was the perfect mix of disbelief, humor, and raw truth. Because what's happening right now in Cleveland is something no one could have imagined even a month ago. The Browns are starting rookie Dillon Gabriel against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their backup might be Bailey Zappe, a quarterback the Patriots let go because even they didn't know what to do with him. And sitting behind them is Shedeur Sanders, the flashy, confident rookie who's been the talk of social media, saying he's ready to take over the league before he's even taken a snap. Somewhere on the practice field, Deshaun Watson is still rehabbing, watching the circus unfold from the sidelines. He didn't hold back. He laughed, he questioned, and he perfectly captured the madness that has taken over the Browns' cornerback depth chart.
Led so significantly that the Bengals would reach out in Week 6 for a quarterback, and it would be Joe Flacco.
In state, too.
In state, that's one thing.
Division.
But in division, in state.
And hasn't looked great either.
And that's the guy that they're bringing in. And at least, he's 40, so it'll be quick to get him up to speed. It's not like he's been in a million different playbooks in his life.
Also be quick to break a hip.
Eisen starts by laying out the facts, but his tone makes it clear even he can't believe it. So let me get this straight, he says. The Browns traded Joe Flacco, the one guy with experience, to a division rival. They're rolling with 2 rookies and no active veteran presence. He pauses, shakes his head, and adds, "This is the NFL, where crazy things happen, but this might be the craziest thing yet."
That Dillon Gabriel would be the Week 5 starter for the Cleveland Browns. We'd be like, okay, we see that. Could have gone a little higher originally. Okay, we see that.
That's possible.
Okay. Could we have seen the fact that Joe Burrow getting hurt for the rest of for a large part of the regular season?
And he's not wrong. Think about it. The Browns, who just 2 seasons ago were investing hundreds of millions of dollars into a proven quarterback, are now putting their season in the hands of a rookie who hasn't played a single NFL down. Dillon Gabriel might be talented, but he's walking into led by TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, coached by Mike Tomlin, a man who's 14-4 coming off the bye week. Eisen's co-hosts even joked, "Good luck, sir." It's the kind of matchup that can turn a rookie's debut into a long night of frustration and fear. And yet, Cleveland seems determined to find out what they've got.
Adam Schefter, the Browns are trading Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick to the Bengals for a 5th-rounder. Joe Flacco in division. Now Cincinnati's
Okay,
QB1.
so let's lay all this out in terms of you can't make this up.
Then comes the twist. Eisen starts talking about the backups, and that's when things go from serious to absurd. He brings up Bailey Zappe, the quarterback who once had Patriots fans chanting his name over Mac Jones, only to fade into irrelevance within a year. Now somehow, he's found his way to Cleveland, sitting on their practice squad, waiting for another shot. Eisen jokes, "It's Zappe time again, come on and get Zappe." The studio bursts into laughter. They start making fun of the situation, calling it Zappe Days, a parody of the old TV show. But behind the humor, there's a deeper point. The Browns are running out of answers. Every week, their quarterback situation changes, and there's no stability anywhere. And just when you think the situation can't get any more chaotic, Rich Eisen mentions the name that's been trending for weeks, Shedeur Sanders.
And in between, Shedeur Sanders would be in the news as a 3rd-string quarterback because he thinks, or he has said, that he's ready to the point where he's better than current starting quarterbacks in the NFL, talking things into existence and speaking his mind and showing off his confidence. And then, for whatever his reasoning, deciding to listen to Rex Ryan and respond to him through miming. And the Browns decide to now have a quarterback room with 2 rookie quarterbacks and no veteran presence that's currently active on their roster as we are speaking into a microphone right now. If you had told us all of this prior to the season in week 5, you'd be like, this is crazy, but it's the NFL. You never know.
The camera pans to Eisen, and he raises his eyebrows. Could there be another microphone in front of Shedeur Sanders soon? He asks. Shedeur, son of Deion Sanders, has already made waves for his confidence. He's claimed he's ready for the league. He's clapped back at Rex Ryan. He's made headlines without even touching the field.
Cleveland sent a 2026 6th-round pick along with Flacco to the Bengals in exchange for Cincinnati's 2026 5th-round pick. So, where does this leave the other Browns rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders?
And now, somehow, he's sitting in a position where the Browns might actually need him. Think about how wild that is. Just weeks ago, Shedeur was a 3rd-string quarterback, a project, someone the team could develop slowly. Now, because of injuries and trades, he's one bad performance away from getting on the field. What if the Browns get to a point where Dillon Gabriel struggles, Zappe doesn't cut it, and they say, you know what, let's see what Shedeur can do? The idea sounds crazy, but in this NFL season, crazy is the new normal.
What did you think about the news today about Joe Flacco getting traded to Cincinnati?
Oh, Joe Flacco getting traded, he was definitely somebody I leaned on for wisdom, and I feel like he helped me a lot. He helped me a lot while my time being here in Cleveland and his time being here in Cleveland. So now, everybody has their own destinies and have their own plans they have in life, so I'm just happy for him.
That's when the realization hits. The Browns aren't just experimenting, they're surviving. After Watson's injuries and Flacco's departure, they've been forced to rebuild their quarterback room from scratch in the middle of the season. Eisen points out how the Browns front office probably didn't plan any of this, but at this point, they might just be trying to see what works. They've got 2 first-round picks next year, so maybe this is all just a test. Let's see what we have. If it doesn't work, we regroup in the draft. That's not the kind of talk fans want to hear, but it's realistic. The Browns could be setting themselves up for a major reset in 2026.
Winding down, 3rd down and 8. Flacco under pressure, and it is picked off along the near sideline by Kirby Joseph.
And what about Joe Flacco? Eisen's reaction to the trade might be the funniest part of the entire segment. So Joe Flacco just went from sitting on the bench in Cleveland to potentially starting meaningful games in Cincinnati. The guy's 40 years old, but apparently he's still got something left. He jokes about Flacco being quick to pick up the playbook, but also quick to break a hip. The studio erupts in laughter. But then Eisen points out the real reason Cincinnati made the move: desperation. With Joe Burrow sidelined and Jake Browning struggling, the Bengals needed a veteran who could stabilize things fast. Flacco might not be a lead anymore, but he knows how to run an offense. For Cleveland, though, trading him away to a division rival shows how chaotic their quarterback management has become. It's like giving your neighbor your last umbrella in the middle of a storm. The discussion moves back to the Browns' upcoming game, and Eisen lays it out perfectly. Dillon Gabriel, a rookie with no NFL starts, has to walk into Pittsburgh and face a defense that lives for moments like this. Mike Tomlin off a bye week is like a shark smelling blood in the water. The crowd will be loud, the defense will be aggressive, and Gabriel will have to prove he belongs. Eisen's tone shifts from funny to almost sympathetic. He says, "Good luck, kid." Because anyone who's followed football knows how cruel the league can be to rookie quarterbacks, especially when they're thrown into chaos. As the crew continues, they can't help but laugh at how far things have fallen. Eisen even jokes about checking the Browns' depth chart just to see if it's real. I've never said this before in my life, but I can't wait to see the Cleveland Browns depth chart. That's the level of absurdity Cleveland has reached. Fans are refreshing Twitter not for game highlights, but to find out who their quarterback even is this week. And you know what's even crazier? Somewhere in this madness, there might actually be opportunity. If Dillon Gabriel performs well, he could instantly become one of the league's most talked about rookies. If Bailey Zappe gets another chance and pulls off an upset, his comeback story would light up headlines. And if Shedeur Sanders steps onto the field and proves that confidence wasn't just talk, the NFL might witness the birth of another polarizing superstar. Rich Eisen captures this perfectly, that weird tension between comedy and potential. He's laughing because it's ridiculous, but deep down, Eisen returns to Deshaun Watson. He reminds the audience that Watson is still on the roster, still getting paid a fully guaranteed contract worth over $200 million, but still not playing. He's on the field sometimes, but nobody knows if he's close to returning. That, more than anything, shows how uncertain Cleveland's future is. They're paying superstar money to a quarterback who isn't available, while rookies and practice squad players carry the load. The Browns' quarterback saga is still unfolding, and nobody, not even Rich Eisen, can predict how it'll end. But one thing's for sure, this clip, this moment, and this conversation perfectly capture the wild, unpredictable heartbeat of the NFL.